Welcome everyone. So as promised in the last video, my goal is to get 2 or 3 of these shorter vids up while I work on the systems basics guide. For this video, we're going to be looking at some Marduk Oki. His basics guide has been our most popular, so it feels right to drop a little more info on him. Specifically, we're going to be talking about post-tackle Oki in this video. Nothing super complex here, just information if you don't feel like labbing it all yourself. Now to start, for those astute observers, you might have noticed that I didn't mention the 1+2 or the 2+4 options in the Marduk Basics Guide. At the time I felt that it was maybe a little bit more in-depth than necessary, but I'm definitely going to mention them here because they're important to his Oki options. So in total, once you are in mount, you actually have 5 different options to choose from. You have 1+2, 1, 2, 1+3, and 2+4. The main difference between 1 and 1+3 and 2 and 2+4 is that 1+3 and 2+4 do slightly more damage, but leave you at worse recovery. Specifically, 1 and 2 leave you at -5, while 1+3 and 2+4 leave you at -10. For reference, the 1+2 option leaves Marduk at -10 as well. Why is this important? Because at -5, you can counter hit and evade get up kicks, whereas at -10, you're basically stuck there. Now, obviously you can still defend against get up kicks, but your options are reduced greatly because you're recovering slower. So at -10, your options are pretty simple. If your opponent does the low get up kick, you can block it, low parry it, or low crush it. Note that up forward 3 is a late crush, so that will not work unless your opponent chooses to delay the get up kick. Now the mid get up kick, you either have to block it or you can use your mid reversal. The spring attack is similar, but your opponent has to pay close attention to their positioning because only the 2+4 tackle option will leave them at an angle that even allows for a spring kick. And that's it. If your opponent decides to do a get up kick, you have to take the mix up and defend appropriately. Now the good news is that it doesn't offer them much in terms of reward. For instance, if you just sit there and block high, the low get up kicks will never knock you down. So at best, the only thing your opponent will get there is tick damage and some plus frames. Whereas, on the flip side, if you read it correctly, you're going to get the launch. Now they could just take the frames and stand up. You don't get anything for free in that case, even if you read it. Even if you read that that's what they're going to do, but they are giving you another turn. And of course, if they stay grounded, you can either do a grounded hit or go for the big damage with a ground throw. But doing this, of course, gives them the opportunity to counter hit you with a get up kick or stand up and try to punish you. Okay, so let's talk about the fun ones, the 1 and 2 options that leave you at -5. So here, that -5 allows you a couple more things. First, after both of these options, your opponent is not at an angle where they can do a spring kick, so you don't even have to worry about that as an option. Second, you can sidewalk to the right for both the mid and low get up kicks, regardless whether you did the 1 or the 2 punch option. Now, what's funny about this is that the camera loves to do some funky stuff with the tackle punches, so you'll notice that the sidewalk timing is pretty tight for the get up low kick to begin with, but the camera has this nasty habit of allowing the get up low to still track because of the camera angle and how it affects the direction of the get up kick. So it doesn't happen all the time, but if you find yourself getting clipped by it still, it might just be due to the camera. Now, just like before, the get up low won't hurt you much, so it's not the biggest deal if they hit you, but you still lose your turn. But if your sidewalk is successful, then you get a free launch or whatever you want, so the reward is really good in that instance. Another option you can do is to try to nab a counter hit. It doesn't matter if they do the low or the mid up kick or mid get up kick since they're roughly the same speed, so down forward 4 will beat that out since I-13. If they read that you're going to do this though, they get a free get up kick because they're just going to let it whiff right over them. It doesn't matter if you do the second hit of the string or not, the get up kick will still win. If you want something a little less risky, you can do a crouch jab. You'll recover before their get up kick comes out. Otherwise, you can try to make a hard read and either crush the low get up kick or simply block the mid get up kick. Now again, just like before, if they just sit there, you can take a free hit. although it is important to remember that no matter which tackle option you choose, and this includes the 1+2 and such, they can just stand up, and if they do that, they can not only block an attack if you're trying to do that, but if you went for a ground throw, they can actually launch that with really easily. Now where things start to get a little bit more interesting is if they read that you're going to do the sidewalk. At this point, if they're still on the ground, you can hope that they stay there and do a grounded attack, or you can try to make a read on how they're going to stand up. For instance, let's say that you walk all the way to their back and they try to backstand, down forward 1 will still launch them in the back. If they just stand straight up, well, that's your turn again, so they're right back into a mix-up. They could also just do a late get-up kick, so you know that might catch you if you try to do something. So it's fun because a lot of the decision making that you're going to do here is going to be based on how you're reading your opponent and their particular habits. Regardless, you know, post-tackle Oki is definitely in Marduk's favor. The risk versus reward definitely on the low end in terms of risk, especially if you do the 1 or 2 options. But hopefully this will help you as you continue to learn and pick up Marduk, and hopefully you find more stuff too. So that will bring us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, we're trying to keep these a little bit more shorter than normal. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Links to Twitch and so on are in the description below. And also definitely help us out and give the Patreon a look. Otherwise, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you guys next time.